everyone, my name is Shadis Gamble and I'm a student at the University of Kentucky. Today I'm going to be discussing how I analyzed two infographics about air pollution and then made my own infographic using both some of the information that was provided in the first two but also making some changes. I'm also going to discuss how I decided to make these changes by using both my critical and creative thinking skills. So jumping right in, the first infographic that I analyzed was published by The Safety Educator on September 16, 2015. The Safety Educator is a blogging website in Australia, so the audience for this is either people that subscribe to the website or people that have looked up questions and happen to stumble across it on the internet. So the information provided in this was just basic facts and some tips to avoid health effects from air pollution, but it's not to be taken as like sheer medical advice or like treatment options. So moving on to the second one, this infographic was made by the World Bank and was published on September 8, 2016. This infographic takes a different stance on air pollution and it doesn't talk about the health risks really, it just talks about how air pollution related deaths also hurts our economy. So since this is the route that the infographic takes, I would say that the audience for this is not someone who is looking for facts about air pollution or how to avoid health risk about air pollution or what we can do to reverse it. This is specifically for someone who is looking to see how air pollution can have effects on other aspects in our lives, such as the financial aspect.
Now that you know a little more about the creators and the purpose of these infographics, I want to move on to analyzing their information and their designs. The first infographic was very useful when it came to information. From how to monitor and measure air pollution to its impacts on health, and then finally something we can do to avoid the effects, was a really nice flow and gave me influence in mind. However, the design of this is bad. There's only 4 graphics in this, and one of them is a chart that strengthens their point. The other is just clip art. The amount of information being presented here in just text form is overwhelming and would make almost anyone lose interest. What makes a good infographic is the use of graphics. And if I wanted to read this much information, I would rather just do it in an article than this poorly spaced infographic. Continuing on to the second infographic, we have completely different issues. The design in this one is much better and easier to look at. It uses a good color scheme, has several graphics, and the text is nicely spaced. However, the information it provides is lacking and slightly redundant. Looking a bit closer, you can read the fact that air pollution is now the 4th leading death risk factor twice, both using very similar wording in both of these highlighted areas. Redundancy is known to be one of the most common infographic mistakes. This infographic also includes statistics about the other 3 risk factors in these percentage charts when they could have used this space to provide more about their own topic. So finally moving on to my own infographic design, I liked the orange and blue color scheme of the second one, but the information wasn't what I was looking for. I found the information in the first one though to be very useful, but the design was just quite frankly overwhelming. So I decided that it was best for me to just combine what I liked about both of them, but leave out what I didn't. In addition to these changes, I also wanted to create a flow within my infographic. To do this, I began with a simple explanation of my topic. I moved on to causes of air pollution, then to global effects, and finally to information about what we can do. As I mentioned before, a good infographic has a good use of, you guessed it, graphics. This being so, I chose images, charts, and art that present my information in a clear way and strengthen my argument. I also know that it is important that any text I did include in my infographic was easy to read, a consistent font and size, and also well spaced.